years ago. So he's back again, and I'm really, really chuffed to bring him here. He's very funny. You're going to love him. So all the love in the world, will you welcome to the stage the fabulous, the wonderful, it's Mr. Tim Clark.
Yes, a long time ago at the other place, and you know, I've forgotten, now I'm back here, I remember it now, I've forgotten how good looking you all are. Look at you, lovely looking fella there, good looking lady there, and you. Probably got a great personality. different ages as well, which is lovely. I became a granddad for the second time 6 months ago. My daughter showed me the baby. She said, "Daddy looks just like you." All babies look like me. I've got this theory about getting older. I think if you look at your life as like a 2-week holiday, I reckon I'm on about Thursday of the second week. I've spent all my money and I've done sod all. I'll tell you, when I turn 60, I cannot remember anything. Every conversation I have now has become like a quiz. We went to that pub, what's it called? With that bloke, what's his name? Remembering faces is like the picture quiz around the pub quiz. I know her. I saw her last Christmas. She's your sister. And I'll tell you the very worst. You know when you're on a website, a new website, and they want your year of birth, and there's that column of years. I have to go down and down, and down and down. And I've already been down once to get United Kingdom. Which is just between Uzbekistan and the United Arab Emirates. And the other week, I thought, I'll have a look. I'll see just how far down these years go. Look yourself. Look yourself. I couldn't believe it. 1903. Who the hell is going to be on a website? Who's 122 years old? Especially when the website was Friends Reunited. They should be pushing a mouse around the table, they should be pushing a glass. Is there anybody here? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Yes, I have, since I last came to the lovely town of Great Dunmow, but we've had lockdown since then. I loved lockdown. I found that with all the pubs being closed during lockdown, my drinking was out of control. I mean, you used to have a drink to punctuate things, didn't you? You'd be at the gym, I'd have a drink. You'd be at the shops, I'd have a drink. During lockdown, it was just, I'll have a drink. Within 2 weeks, my drinking had reached Christmas levels. I think I might have that bottle of vintage port I got for my 50th. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. It's lockdown. All that happened was, like all of us, I got older. We all get older. There's nothing you can do. You know, we get older. Well, this scared me. When this was a couple of years ago. I'm sitting at home, the house, because I've got 4 kids. They've gone now. They've left the roost. And I was sitting there. No one's in. And I suddenly said out loud, I think I'll have a cup of tea. Senility. Like those old couples you see on buses, not actually having conversation, just commenting everything they see out the window. Cloud. Tree. Motorbike. I was watching TV, I don't know what, it was like the daytime TV, the adverts were on, not the rubbish adverts. The DFS sale is still on. Of course the DFS sale is still on. The DFS sale has been on since the reign of William the Conqueror. When they found Richard III under that car park in Leicester, he was on a DFS sofa bed. I'll tell you what, the older people will recognise this. If you hadn't thought about dying before you watched daytime TV, you soon do. Oh my God, it's cruises, stair lifts, walk-in baths. I saw one the other week for funerals. Bespoke funerals for your loved ones. Dad loved fishing. So we got the cortege to go past the local canal, and all the anglers lowered their rods in respect. What are they going to say for me? Dad loved internet pornography. So we got all the congregation to lower their rods in respect. Yeah, they're shouting out all those words and phrases. And my grandma did it. My grandma, who was, she died in 2016. She was 101. And I still miss her now, you know. And we got over a very embarrassing situation. I remember once, many years ago, I saw my grandma in her underwear. It was embarrassing, but we talked about it, and I never went back to that strip club again. But whenever we went anywhere, big, tall, thin woman she was from up north, and whenever we went anywhere, she used to sit in the back of the car, and she'd just say the names of all the towns we were going through. I could see her through the rear-view mirror. She'd be sat there, dead upright, and she'd saying the names of all the towns we were going through. She'd just be sat there going, Nantwich, Macclesfield, Newton, the Willows, and then she'd tell some story that didn't go anywhere. She'd say something like, Auntie Millie lived in Nantwich, she went to the butcher's. I'd say, yeah, Auntie Millie lived in Nantwich, she went to the butcher's. Did she? Shouting out those random words and phrases. In old people, this is called dementia. In young people, it's called Twitter. Which I missed by about 10 years. What am I going to tweet about? Just got some new pyjamas. Hashtag comfy. They are. Well, I didn't buy them. My wife bought them. She's very good at that. She's got a good eye right in the middle of her head. But she thinks I'm a bit of a slob. She came into the living room, this isn't that long ago. No nice way of saying this. I was sat on the sofa, legs splayed, and I'm sorry about this, I was scratching my balls. I know, she went mad. She went mad. She said to me, what would you do if I lay in front of the sofa with my legs apart playing with myself? I said, well, I'd turn the telly off. So she does most of that thing. I'm not a bad shopper. I don't like TK. Well, I do. TK Maxx I love. TK Maxx, great. If you're a giant, a dwarf, or you don't give a damn what you look like. I go into TK Maxx and I'll see a shirt and I think, oh, nice blue shirt. I'll have that. Pick it up, turn it around. There's a dragon on the back. So anyway, she said to me, we're going to do something about the way you look. We're going to have a makeover. So we went into central London, to John Lewis in central London, the makeup department. Don't the women in makeup departments wear a lot of makeup? Do you think if you work in a makeup department, they say, well, as you're working in the makeup department, we think you should try out all of the makeup. What, a little bit every day? No, all of it at the same time. It's what we call our grotesque clown in a nightmare look. Anyway, listen to this, they have a man's section. I went to the man's section and I said to this bloke, what can you do to make me look younger? He said, God knows, time travel? Surgery, prayer, this is John Lewis, not Hogwarts. Anyway, one of my daughters, the youngest one actually, the Christmas before last, she bought me a onesie. You familiar with a onesie? She bought me a onesie. I said, I'm not wearing that, but I do. Oh, I do. I don't go out in it. Well, do you know, I did once. She was coming back from uni. She said, Dad, can you come and pick me up from the station? I said, no. I've got my onesie on. I'm watching the football. She said, oh, come, you won't have to get out of the car. I said, all right, I will. What can possibly go wrong? I'll tell you. I got stuck at a red traffic light. Now, not the real traffic lights, you know the temporary ones they have at roadworks. Anyway, the light was red, I was at the front, a big line of cars built up behind me, and the red light didn't change. You know the red light doesn't change? It's like up to you to make the decision. Everyone behind me's getting really impatient, banging their horns. I thought, when did I become Prime Minister for traffic? Still, the lights don't change. I'm thinking, shall I? And it's behind me. It's terrible now. People are shouting. They're out. I was sweating. I was anxious. It was running down my back. I could feel it in the mixed fibre of the onesie. And in the end, I don't mind telling you, I cracked. I edged forward through the red light. I got stuck in this box junction, and suddenly I am the dickhead of the junction. Everyone's shouting and screaming. This psychopath gets out his car, comes running towards me. I'm just about to get out and confront him when I remember I've got my onesie on. Now this is a game changer, because I go from possibly hard-looking bloke with a bald head to old codger in a baby grow. Anyway, he shouted something at me, and after that I forgot where I needed to go anyway. Oh, I say, you get older, there's nothing you can do about it. There's some nice little simple pleasures you have in life, you know. I love the tip. I love the recycling tip. I'll be there this Sunday. I go every week. I love it. I know all the people who work in the tip. There's one bloke who works in mine, Thomas. He's from Poland. A lovely fellow. Always going on about Brexit. Bloody Brexit. I said, I know, I voted Remain as well. Never mind Remain, they should piss off. But there is something so satisfying about your car boot emptying and stuff flying through a clear blue sky into one of those giant skips. But make sure you choose the right skip. They can get very angsty. The other week I tried to put a plant into household waste. The boss came over, not Thomas. He was over by Bay 17, haranguing this Indian fella. What are you doing in our country? Get out, get out! And he said to me, that's not household waste, that's gardening waste. I said, it's not from my garden. It's from my conservatory. He went quiet as well. Yes, I've got a conservatory, I'll sit in there, cup of tea, good book, bit of crack. More powerful than cocaine, but terrible come down. 36 hours staring into the abyss. Anyway, the tip. and it's a fine line between what goes to the tip and what goes to the charity shop, because I, let me tell you, I'm a major patron of my local charity shop. In fact, when I buy something, I think not how it looks on me, but how it'll look in Oxfam window in 5 years' time. The other week, I bought a shirt, took it home, realised it was one of mine. Should have spotted the dragon on the back. Now, it's a different world, isn't it? If the older ones all know, if this had been the 80s and 90s, there'd be smoke everywhere, wouldn't there? You could smoke anywhere. In the 80s, you could go into someone's house, say, mind if I smoke, and they'd go get you an ashtray. Now that'd be like saying, do you mind if I shit on your television? I'm not a regular television shitter, I just do it to be social. I was in America not long ago, California. I said, well, to this bloke, where can I smoke? He said, Mexico. It's a different one. My aforementioned grandmother, she would not recognise these mobile phones. I must tell you this, actually. I got a text the other day. You know when you get a text and you're not quite sure who it is, like an anonymous text? I got this text, let me get this right. They don't put their name on. And it said, I'm in town, let's have lunch. I thought, who the hell are you? You can't text them back. Who the hell are you? You're not worthy enough to be in my address book, so I thought I've got to be clever here, so I texted back. Sounds great. How is everyone? I got a text back a minute later. Who the hell are you? But this technology still defeats me. And you know this, you're modern people, but to me it's still amazing. I can talk to this phone, Siri, and it understands me. About as well as an elderly woman with hearing difficulties. Call Kiev. Kiev is the capital of Ukraine. Kevin, Pat Nevin, was a Scottish footballer who played for Everton and Chelsea. Kev, you silly bitch, the weather in Ipswich. Some things get better, you know, as you get older. I'll tell you this, the NHS look after you. The NHS look after you. I got a letter not that long ago from the NHS. It was for bowel cancer screening. And they want a sample of your shit. A poo sample. They're not just in an A4 envelope. They send you like a proper poo collecting. So I sent them some poo. And about a week later, I got a letter back. We really like your poo. Not thanks for the poo, we've got a lot of poo to see. Please send some more shit. No. Anyway, it was one of those things that makes you feel really good. You know, like when you're on a website and you put a new password in and they say password strength strong. Doesn't that make you feel great? Or when you put on some trousers you haven't worn for a while and you find a tenner in the pocket. Or my favourite, when you go out and you get really drunk, you wake up the next morning, you think, oh my God, what did I say? What did I do? And then you find out all you were was really boring. This worked for me. I had to do some work in an office not that long ago. And I went in one day, and it was, I think a Thursday. We'd all been out and had something to drink the night before. I got really drunk. I woke up the next morning, I thought, oh God, what did I say? What did I do? I went into the office and I was looking into people's eyes for clues as to what I might have said. And in the end, I thought, I'm just going to have to dive into this. I said to this bloke, last night, did I say anything? He said, no, don't worry about it, we were all pissed. But I wouldn't go anywhere near Margaret. So I went and found Margaret. She was standing by the photocopying machine. And she gave me that look, you know that look your parents used to give you when they weren't angry, just disappointed. And she says to me, you shouldn't drink. You talk shit when you're drunk. Nobody wants your shit. What she didn't know was in my pocket was a letter from the NHS, who apparently really like my shit. Had some of the kids living with us at home recently, which is I'm sure a lot of you have got kids, and the ones who've got older kids will know that when the kids flee the nest, it's a very emotional time. I remember when my son first, I've got 3 girls and 1 boy, and when my son first left home and went to university, I remember leaving him in his little room in the halls of residence, and it was emotional, you know, because I knew I'd never again see the 50 quid I lent him for Call of Duty. It also meant I was returning home to live with 2 women, 2 grown-up women, my daughter and my wife, who, what's the word, hate me. So I was delighted when my son phoned up a couple of years ago and said, Dad, I got a job in London, I'm going to live at home for a bit. I thought, great, an ally. Wrong. It's like the worst house share ever. 2 older people and 2 young people with absolutely nothing in common. We like the Antiques Roadshow, the repair shop. They're obsessed with phone chargers. That's all they talk about, phone chargers. Oh, I've only got 2%. Can I borrow your charger? No, I've only got 1. Ask Dad. I need mine. I'm going to phone a friend. Oh, Dad's got a friend. It's on the buzz of all their jokes to get their friends around to watch me text with 1 finger. There's like this strange role reversal going on. I'll go into the living room about 10:30 at night and they'll look at me as much as they, shouldn't you be in bed? What for? Not sex. When they were little and we went upstairs, they didn't know why we were going there. Now, they're appalled by it. I heard my daughter talking on the phone. It was like the diary room of the Big Brother house. Oh, I heard them doing it on Friday night. Gross. Which worried me, because I was away. One of the joys of this job is going to lots of different places, you know, like coming here and going up north and down. So going abroad. I did a gig not that long ago in Tokyo. Oh God, it was so exciting, you know, Tokyo. I'd never been. I didn't even know the climate or anything. But I thought, I'll ask Siri. I know that. I know how to ask it. I'll come from left field. I know how to find out the climate in Tokyo. So Siri, where can I buy leather from a van? The weather in Japan. And we stayed at this brilliant hotel that went up, I don't know how many floors, 36 floors, and there was a kind of glass atrium with a lift in it. And as you know, the rule in lifts all over the world, no matter where you are, just one rule: no conversation. And if there is any conversation, it should be strictly lift related. Maybe what floor? Never go into a lift where there's only one other person and say, "So, alone at last." Anyway, I'm in this lift and this fella gets in, big fella. He's 6'3", he's got a suit on, glasses, little name badge. And he says to me, "How you doing, mate? My name's Phil, you here for the conference?" He's Australian. Didn't give a damn about lift etiquette. I thought, well, I was a bit taken aback. I thought I'd better engage him in conversation. So I said, "No, Phil, I'm not here for the conference. What part of Australia are you from?" He wasn't from Australia, he was from New Zealand. I know, I didn't know this. He was really offended. He went on and on how the countries were 1,000 miles apart and had a different history and a different culture and a slightly different nuance to the language. What he didn't know was I couldn't give a fuck. As ever, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an absolute joy. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to me. I should as well tell you, because my kids always tell me this, and I always forget. So if you want to follow me, I'm going over there. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Thank you.